Welcome back to another video where today we're going to be talking about steps that you need to take when you begin your AI OFM journey. Now, a lot of people, when they come into it, they have no business experience and they come into it with a bit of a rush, just trying to get that monthly wage up so that they can have that financial freedom and all the other location freedom perks that you get with obviously having an AI model. But there's a few key things that people mess up on, which then prevents them from being able to succeed within this business model. So that's what we're going to be going through today. It's going to be quite a chilled out video this. I'm not going to be going into too much crazy stuff, but it should allow you to understand exactly what you need to know to be able to make that AI model. So firstly, let's get into it. Quantity of models is a big one. Most of the time, people come into this game thinking the more models, the more money. And a lot of the time, this is incorrect. Coming to the game with multiple models means that your attention is split, especially if you're trying to learn. And it's also split between making and running these AI models and learning how to do this craft. Then your attention is going to be split, and this is obviously a very bad thing. If your attention's split, this means that you're not going to be able to evolve and give this model enough care to be able to get to these next pay levels. If your attention is split, it means that you're not going to be able to focus enough time and effort on this one model, and that means that you're not going to be able to grow overall. Having 5 or 6 models means that you're all just sitting at around 10% operational speed, and that's not what you want. You want that 100% purely fixated on that one model, and that's going to allow you to grow. So most of the time, that is the main mistake that people make when coming into AI OFM is I'm going to make 5 or 6 models, a little AI model army, and then just go from the bat with that. Don't do that. It's a very bad idea. Start with one, focus all your time, effort, and marketing on that. And then once that AI model's got to like 4 or 5K per month, that's when you can start your second one. That's when you can start your third one. So that is key point number 1 that's going to allow you to grow an AI model. The second point that I want to mention is investment. Now, most people, when they start this business model, they think that they're going to make money and not spend any at all. You know, zero investment business model. Now, once again, this isn't the case. Any business model requires some sort of capital to start off with. Now, this business model, admittedly, you can start pretty much for free and simply just go and scale your model. That is possible, but that's going to take months, like learning everything on YouTube and then also trying to get free generators or learning Comfy because Comfy is free. All of this kind of stuff, it's just going to take so fucking long and it's not even worth your time. After 6 months, you're going to be good to go to pretty much do everything and you may be earning 1K per month. If you invest into education, invest into other things within this business model to allow you to scale and fast track your AI model, it's going to be 10 times better because it means that you're not waiting 6 months to be able to reach like 1K per month earnings on the model's account. You're more of waiting, you know, let's say 3 to 4 months to get to 3K per month. So as you can see, that small investment at the start is going to help out massively in a return. Like a casino, right? The more you put on red, the more you're getting off. So, or the more you're losing. But it depends on your ability, your skill, and how well you've prepared coming into this business model. Preparation is good, but you do need to make sure that you come into it with a bit of speed, with a bit of power, and also with a bit of capital, because it's going to help you out a lot. Now, what can you spend your money on? Loads of things. Firstly, education is probably the best thing that you can invest in, obviously, because it's a transferable skill. If you learn how to do all of this, you don't just have to go into AI OFM. Go into pretty much any online business, it's all pretty much the same when it comes to marketing, sales, and AI creation is obviously the specialist skill. But if you're not looking to invest into education, you think I'm very good at self-teaching, I don't want a community, I'm absolutely fine, then the next best thing to invest in would be an AI model itself. So this is going to be investing into something called a LoRa. Now, LoRa's are like the DNA of an AI model, and a lot of the time, if you want to make one, you're going to spend a few £100 trying to make it on tokens. It's going to take hours to learn how to do, and it's not even going to be perfect at the end of it, unless you use one of these tacky AI generators nowadays, which, to be fair, some of them are pretty good. So LoRa's is a very good investment, normally around $70 to $150, depends on where you want to get it from. I personally sell them for $150 and it's very, very easy. You can simply just plug that into your workflow and get going. So LoRa's is the second thing that's great to invest in. Third thing, great to invest in would definitely be marketing, but that's not normally needed until we get slightly later on. You know, you need that model side, you need the socials warmed up and made. So marketing is probably the best thing that you'll ever invest in. However, once again, you need to have warmed up accounts all ready to go and a lot of the time it's not solid on the out. The last and final thing is do not do it alone. A lot of people, they try to come into it, you know, a lone wolf kind of style, and they just try to do everything by themselves. Now, most of the time, this doesn't work. Now, the reason this doesn't work is because there's so much stuff to do within this business, you need a few other people. Now, admittedly, you can get started off by yourself. That's absolutely fine. You can make an AR model, you can make the Instagram, all of that kind of stuff, and you can start to scale. However, you're going to be limited very much so at what you can actually achieve with this AR model, doing it as an individual. If you go viral, fucking brilliant. That's most likely a few grand for yourself. And that's about it. If you don't go viral, if you don't get all of this, then it's a lot of work to run all of these accounts and try push them marketing techniques, and also be able to do the chatting, to be able to do the content creation. You're not going to be able to keep up. So what I would recommend doing is getting a business partner or outsourcing. Business partner, you can give them a commission, maybe 30%, 40%, 50%, depends on what they're doing. And then if you're going to outsource, would recommend outsourcing chatting first, because this is the easiest thing to outsource. Like, you're not trained in chatting, you're not a specialist at chatting to blokes. So outsource that first, and then obviously go do your content creation, which is quite specific, go do your marketing, which is great, and then scale the account. If you need to outsource even more, content creation would be the next thing to a potential VA, and you always want to focus on marketing. I've done videos on this before in the past. If you want to go head over to OFMKyle on YouTube, I've spoken over how you should operate within the business model. So when you come into AI OFM, you do want to follow these things, because if you don't, then these mistakes will obviously cause a significant delay within your process. And that's not what we want. We all want to make money. I want you to make money. Yeah, just make sure you follow the steps correctly, and you should be a lot better off than if you didn't. Thank you guys for watching. You know, like, subscribe, do your little fucking magic jazz that you love, and I'll see you in the next episode.